You might not know me, but the first thing you need to know is that I am really scared of bugs. At this point, it might as well just throw it in the Tinder bio. Likes long walks on the beach, 6'4", afraid of every bug and thinks somebody probably left the gates of hell open. The bugs saw their chance and we're just like, we out. Here's the thing though. For some reason, nobody ever believes it until they like see me almost get hit by a car over running away from a bee. And maybe it's because I'm a grown ass man, or maybe like, I'm not scared of other things that people are scared of, like looking both ways before they cross the street. You know those people? Have you ever been walking with those people who are just like, la la la, just walk into traffic and you're like, not even gonna look up, huh? Just like looking at your phone. Okay, well, I am not going to die with you, so I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna look both ways and then probably get hit by a plane. You know how it goes. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, okay. So anytime you tell somebody you're scared of bugs, they always kind of like ask you about it. It's weird because nobody ever just takes it as granted. Like if you say you're scared of getting on planes, nobody's like, you mean like a 757 or like one of the smaller ones? No, they're just like, oh, okay, they don't like getting on planes. But if you tell somebody you're scared of bugs, they like to go through the list of bugs with you. They're like, but what about this one bee? And what about the green cousin of that one bee? And you're just sitting there like, I don't know if I have enough time in my day to go through every bug, but is it a bug? Then yes, I am scared of it. It's almost like they think they're gonna catch you in a lie. Like if they mention some like Africanized killer ant that you've never heard of, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm not scared of that. You're like, no, there's no way you're gonna say a bug that I'm not scared of. I'm like slightly less scared of ants, but still, I don't like them. Cockroaches, more so. I would probably burn down my house if I saw a cockroach, which might be a little bit of an underreaction. Again, not sure why it is so hard to believe, but I'm clearing it up today. I figured it out through a lot of therapy. And by therapy, I mean me sitting probably on this couch, just like trying to not lose my mind over a housefly being in here. But yeah, so through all that, through all the pain that I've been through, I got the information for y'all. So this is how it started. I remember it like it was 20 years ago. I was on the playground and I was just doing my thing, hanging out in the sand, making a sand hill. It wasn't a sand castle, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I didn't know how to make a sand castle. I didn't realize at that point that water was not like optional. Kind of needed that. So yeah, I'm out there making a sand hill and this girl came up out of nowhere. No idea what her name was. It was 20 years ago, but we're calling her Lauren today. And Lauren, as she should have been, was pretty impressed with my sandhill and wanted to play with me. And I, young Casanova that I was just like, yeah, for sure, we can play together. We are off playing, doing our thing. And, how kids are, we're just running around in circles all over the place. And we end up running near this slide. And like truly, I can look back in my life at a few different points and say like, okay, this was a mistake. And this is one of those times. And at this point, I'm just following this girl around like a puppy. She went down the slide, I went down the slide, she went down the slide, I went down the slide. It's great. We're having fun. Let's take a sec and go back to the map. So you see this area right here? This is the no-go zone. The you must be in the wrong part of town zone. The, hey Simba, clearly the light is not touching here. Why in this world would you go over here? You are about 4 seconds from getting jumped by some comedy hyenas. Well, call me Simba, because the light was nowhere around. And I ran under that slide right into a swarm of bees. I I don't know what this girl did to these bees, but she must have like, I don't know, kidnapped the princess and then held her for ransom. And somehow all of that happened in like the 30 seconds that it took me to get under that slide. Cause the bees came out, and the only person who can really refute this right now is Lauren. And as you can imagine, we're not on speaking terms because the bees came out and they blotted out the sun. I know you think that's like a dramatization, that's for YouTube, but all I can remember is that first, the sun was out, everything was good, and then I was surrounded by bees and I couldn't see the sun anymore. I can kind of laugh now, but even talking about it, I'm like kind of sweating a little bit because not only was the sky blotted out, but then the bee queen came out. And she didn't just come out like regular, like, oh, I'm slightly bigger than the rest of us. No. She came out dual wielding flaming swords and was just swinging away at me, but only me. And my first thought was I didn't know bees studied swordsmanship. But then my second thought was, how do you think it was me? Keeping it a buck, I feel like I kind of got racially profiled out there by some bees, because there I was just running under the slide, but nobody attacked the little girl with the stick. And I'm like, so y'all got hit by a stick and you think it's me, the one crying on the ground in front of you right now? How's it gonna be me? It's probably the little girl with the stick. Again, the only one that can confirm or deny these events is Lauren, and I don't know how to track her down, and even if I did, I don't know that I'd want to talk to her, because this started my 20 years of being scared of every bug. At this point in the story, I'm on the ground getting like slowly consumed by bees. I don't know if y'all have seen Naruto, but when Shino like slowly consumes the one dude with the bugs, that's what was happening to me. Part of me remembers her crying somewhere off in the background, and I'm like, what do you have to cry about? And maybe in her mind, she was like, oh my God, if this little boy get eaten by the bees, I'm gonna go to jail for attempted murder, I guess. Or at least like accomplice to it. Well, maybe that's what needs to happen so people don't lead people into bee traps anymore. And you heard it here first. I'm gonna just put that out there now. You should go to jail if you get somebody eaten by bees. I'm not saying I'm mad at Lauren. I am. But I'm not saying that right now. All I'm saying is that when Simba and Nala were in the boneyard and they fell in there and everything, the hyenas came out, she left him too. And y'all girls need to work on that, because if somebody falls in bees, you can't just leave them and go cry. You got to help them out the bees. And yeah, that's how I learned my lesson, that all bugs are the enemy and that you just can't trust these girls. Laura, if you're watching this, I hope you have a phobia of letting little black boys die in a bunch of bees. Stop that.